Hope everybody is doing well on this particular Tuesday morning and all in that way. It does look like it's politics as usual between the Democrats and the Republicans because we've got some tit for tat going on in terms of conversation and all in that space because Newsom is slamming DeSantis over the migrant drop off. So apparently there's a second flight from Florida that has landed in California carrying migrants. And of course, that is causing a back and forth war in which Newsom even slammed DeSantis as quote unquote, you small, pathetic man. And Texas sheriffs are recommending criminal charges over DeSantis's migrant flights as well. So definitely that is something that is going on in the news. We'll get on and see what our other panelists have to say about that and what other things might be happening in the world as well. And of course, a Missouri governor is going to proceed with the execution of Michael Tissius, that despite widespread pleas to spare his life, and he is set to be executed for killing two unarmed jail guards in a failed effort probably to escape, and all in that way. So some folks are saying that this is a miscarriage of justice in the making, and of course the Missouri governor says the execution will proceed after jurors wavered on the death sentence. So it looks like that execution will be going forward. And in that case that we do remember about the mother of a 6-year-old who shot that Virginia teacher, federal gun charges have been filed against that mother. So that does look like that is going to proceed in that particular case. And maybe we'll get some comments from Nick about some of these legal matters and all in that way. If you're wondering about Prince Harry, apparently he's being blasted by a judge for his no-show in a court trial. So he gave some tense testimony in the courtroom battle against the British media, and then apparently he has not shown up in some other things as well. So we'll get some details on that maybe later on and see how that's going. And Florida's in the news for another reason because apparently a Florida woman was fatally shot by a neighbor in an ongoing neighborhood feud. According to what the police are saying. So, a African American mother of 4 was shot and killed by a neighbor. Her family wants the woman who shot her arrested. So they had been apparently having a whole dispute over their playing children and all in that kind of way. So who knows? Maybe the children were best of friends and the adults got in the way. But we will find out more about what people may know about that particular case as well. But that is something that I'm seeing in the news and along the news items. And speaking of news items, and this one is about Biden. Representative Anna Paulina Luna says the FBI is afraid informant in Biden bribery allegation will be killed. So they are definitely going in that direction. And the oversight chair, Comer, is to hold FBI Director Wray in contempt of Congress over the Biden document alleging crime scheme. So that is still going on. And of course, we do have folks that are wondering how that is going to take place. And in that same time, the Trump lawyers are asking the Justice Department not to charge Trump in the classified documents case. So we're seeing that. And I'll have to ask Sasha about this. And this actually has to do more with Canada than with Ukraine. But apparently, air quality levels in part of the U.S. are plunging as those Canadian wildfires rage and all in that kind of way. So smoke from Canadian wildfires will be very noticeable in New England. I know that he's not in New England. I think he's in the New Jersey and New York area. But we're going to have to ask Lee if he's had any dealings with that smoke and how he has been dealing with it, because they are saying that those wildfires are continuing to cause air quality issues even in Oklahoma. And of course, some people are wondering about the wildfires and how they may or may not be tied to that whole notion of climate change and all in that way. And the Atlanta City Council has approved funding for a controversial public safety training center. So the Stop Cop City demonstrators were turned away from City Hall and they went ahead and approved that funding. And I'm sure that there will continue to be protests until it is built. But we will see what folks have to say about that as well. And Representative George Santos has asked a judge to keep records of who helped pay his bond sealed. So who knows who was the bond people in that particular case and all in that area. And this is a story that Nick may be interested in. Homeowner insurance policies are becoming unavailable in certain areas of the U.S. So apparently, the California Insurance Company Commissioner won't take action against State Farm over denying new home applications. So California apparently is in the news for dealing with another industry that families definitely need and all in that kind of space. And of course, there's all kinds of things happening in the world as well. A lot of that I just mentioned was US based, and we'll get to some of the world stories. And of course, we'll bring up our panelists, our esteemed panel, and all in that kind of way. But the Russia installed Kherson governor blames Nova Kafago dam blast on Ukraine. So he's saying that Ukraine is to blame for blames Russia for destroying that critical dam, and apparently the Russians are blaming the Ukrainians. So they're both doing that tit for tat thing and blaming each other for a critical dam in that particular area and all along those lines. And guess what? The Wagner Group or the Wagner folks are saying that the Kremlin's victory claims are science fiction. So I guess there's some internal conflict even among the Russians themselves and all in that kind of way. So he is saying that it is nothing but science fiction. And apparently the Ukrainians have cultivated sabotage agents inside Russia and is giving them drones. So there might be some internal things that are going on as well. So we may have some of those internal conversations from Russia being attacked from within and not just from without. But that is something that is in the news. And Iran has unveiled its first domestically made hypersonic ballistic missile, and it claims it can evade U.S. defenses. So Iran is doing its part to get involved in the military arms race and all in that space. And French protesters are seeking fresh momentum in the fight against Macron's pension overhaul. So that whole thing with the pension is still very much in the news. And the Mexican ruling party wins a governor's race in the most populous state. So there are some that are saying that the election of Delfina Gomez as governor of Mexico signals a decline of the PRI, which is the party that is over there. And apparently Mexico's AMLO-backed ruling party wins governorship in that longtime conservative stronghold. So maybe they are switching things in that way. And we'll see if Shaquille gets in. And then, like I said, I'll definitely bring in my esteemed panelists, whoever may be here. But Australia is unexpectedly raising key rates, and there is some talk that there is no expectation of a recession in that part of the world. So that's why I was hoping that Shaquille might be here to be able to talk about that. But the central bank there has hiked their rates by 25 basis points, and that is defying expectation. So that is some of the things that I'm seeing in the news. I do see things about Senegal and even Blinken. Apparently, Blinken is taking aims at Israeli settlements and saying that the U.S. will press ahead with Israel-Saudi normalization. But we're going to get into that and other things that are going on in the world, including some news out of Haiti and all in that kind of way. So, like I said, I'm going to bring in my esteemed panelists and all in that kind of way. By the way, and I don't think that Lee served, and I don't know that I have Dan, who I know served with me and everything. But today is the celebration, the 79th anniversary of D-Day. So definitely have to honor those folks that served on the beach of Normandy and other parts of D-Day and all in that kind of way. So today is a day to honor those that served and were definitely involved in that historical battle and all along those kind of lines. So we'll see what folks have to say about that and their celebration and that kind of way. Hey, Lee, and I'm going to bring in Nick Palveda as well as Sasha Starr and everything. And we definitely want to hear people's thoughts about D-Day. But before we get to that, I did have a question. What do you say when a leader of a country apparently does a poll and then they get the poll wrong because apparently they were using Excel of all things to make the poll, but there is an oops moment that is going on because apparently Austria's Social Democrats announced the wrong winner of their leadership contest. So they had a leadership contest, and they are now saying that it was a technical error, and we know that technical error can happen in politics around the world and everything. But apparently, they were doing a poll, and I know we even sometimes do polls, and the poll gave the wrong information, and now they have to have one of those oops moments because they were like, oops, we were wrong. We sent you the wrong winner, and we're so sorry about that. But that's not who actually won the contest. So I was wondering, like, even back when you were in school and did contests, did you ever have a case where you thought you won? Because I know there was that famous incident, I think it was with Truman, and everything, where somebody thought they won and turned out they didn't win.
No. But if I remember correctly, there was a pageant. I don't know if it was Miss America a number of years ago, or somewhere, maybe it wasn't in the United States, or Miss Universe, that they announced the wrong winner.
Yeah.
And then they had to take it. Nick, you remember this also?
Yeah, and they also did that in the Academy Awards one time. They announced the wrong winner. So it does happen. It's human error, so it is what it is out there. Nobody's 100% perfect. I wouldn't think that much about it because it does happen. You correct it and you move on. And
Nick, you just made a comment that nobody's 100% perfect. Do we see humility in politics where politicians ever admit publicly to things that they did wrong or their judgment?
They used to, but then when Donald Trump came along, he created a policy of I could be dead wrong, but I'm always right. And he is able to live with that particular policy.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you with Trump, but I don't think it's unique to Trump.
No, I'm sure there are some other ones that don't admit that, hey, that I made this mistake. The other problem is this. Facts change, and then your opinions change based on your facts. And so the minute you do that, then they say, oh, you're wishy-washy, you're inconsistent, all the other stuff. But in reality, the world isn't stagnant. So what happens is what you say today, you may differ tomorrow because you're getting a new set of
facts. You should. When Fauci made the comment, science is settled. Science is never settled.
It's not.
Nothing is.
They continually, you get new evidence. It's just like at one time, Pluto was a planet. Yeah. Now it's no longer a planet. It's just an asteroid that circles around because of new data that came in. And so if you said one time, hey, Pluto's a planet, you were right.
What's the criteria? Do you know?
I've got to find out what that criteria is. That's a good question. What they did.
Things like that happen. Interesting thing on the news today, and Sasha probably picked up on it because we've been talking about it on Modern Investing for a year now. Cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency exchange, finally, the Securities and Exchange Commission smacked one of the cryptocurrency with a big lawsuit by fraud and deception, all this other stuff. And what it was people would send money to the cryptocurrency exchange, then they would siphon it off to one of their international accounts. Okay. Now, Sasha and I have been looking at this for a year, and a year ago, and you can see the Modern Investing, we're saying, hey, this thing could be just one big scam and a fraud because no one could figure out how you make money, but everybody says you do make money. Nobody could figure out what they're investing in, but everybody says they're making money, and there was no substance behind the jelly. It was more hype. And of course,
Nick, you said there's no substance behind the jelly, but I have a coworker of mine that says that he is going to retire within 5 years off of crypto, and I'm going to try to find out how he's going to do it. Sure. But he does apparently be making some good money because apparently part of it is trading and the trade system that they have in crypto.
Listen, I've been down that rabbit hole before.
I have some
the trading. The answer is no, but go on.
Let me go. The problem is there are two. Number one is fundamental problem. For a stock or any class asset to go higher in value, there must be a demand for this type of asset or asset class. For example, if there is a developing upside in economy overall, so some metals, like for example the metals, rare metals, could be just any class of the metals that you're using in the constructions, will most likely go higher in price because of the demand for this type of metals, right? And if Otherwise, the economy is going down, so there will be less demand and the prices will go lower. So it is fundamental of trading, and it doesn't matter metals or gold or stocks or bonds or just anything. There a demand, supply and demand, and it's
Sasha,
totally
Sasha,
equilibrium.
Sasha,
Sasha,
I
But
don't
there
have
is no
any.
such thing in crypto because there is no demand on crypto. There are no people lining up. Oh, I want a crypto. Give me
Sasha,
crypto. There are no.
I
There's
don't
no.
know
Sasha,
what
but
these
things can
guys
go
say,
up in
but there
price
seems
based
to
on
be a
demand.
demand among the
But
young
there's
people.
no inherent value. I mean, years ago there was this tulip crisis where the price of tulips went up a number of years in Holland, but then they are just cratered.
As I said in the film Rocky 3, all fake meatball. Okay. And so the thing is, let's imagine you believe, or Mark has somebody who believes the earth is flat and he's going to retire off cryptocurrency. I have no problem with it. Go buy an insurance policy from AIG, American International Group, guaranteeing that result. Oh, wait, they won't issue a policy on something so stupid as that. Insurance companies issue policies on everything. Lloyd's of London, will they guarantee it? No. Years ago, and I'm going back 40-some years ago, I started working with a municipal bond firm. The muni bonds, so you can't lose money in muni bonds. They're backed by the cities and states. Well, not all of them. A lot of them were just what they call general obligation of the purpose that you're doing. And frankly, they went under. The name of the company was, you won't even look at its history, Buchanan. Tens of millions of dollars of people lost their money, and they're screeching and howling.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a
So, like I
second.
said,
Nick,
I have no
hold on a
problem with it.
second. Apparently,
Go
there
ahead and get an
in
insurance
the news,
policy.
apparently there is an insurance
Other
company
than
that
that,
wants
you're
to.
just
Hold on a
talking
second.
out of your trash. And a lot of these people, when they're talking out of their trash, what they're trying to do is scam you into investing in their garbage. I've seen this over 50 years. Okay.
Okay,
I hear what you're
let me,
saying, but hold on a
explain
second.
to
There
you. Let
apparently
me
is
I
explain to
a.
you
won't hold on
how
a
Hold
second
on.
because there's
crypto
nothing to hold
garbage
on
is
to, Mark.
working
It's
its
all
way
fake
up.
people. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hold on a
They
second. Apparently,
are
there is
putting a
crypto
lot of
insurance though
Mark,
that
Mark,
exists.
listen, Mark, you'll never learn anything by talking, only by listening. Remember that.
Sasha does the talking.
Is what's happened is that because the crypto market is absolutely unregulated, so anybody, any idiot can quote buy and sell prices. And they're not even real prices. They are just something to lure you in. Once you are in, they're offering you, okay, if you put only $100, there's automated trader system invented by Elon Musk or some other idiot. And so you put $100. What is $100 for anybody of us? Nothing. Okay, you put $100. Now they will call you back and they will accommodate you and they will say wonderful things about how much money you're going to make and so on. But if you want to make even more money than that, we will assign you with a professional, a five-star trader who will trade for you and make you $1,000 a day. You won't even figure out what to do with the money.
So
You say, okay, why not? You already put $100 in something, so you proved to them that you believe into something. Okay, whatever it is. Maybe the earth is flat, or you have some other valuable beliefs, but crypto is one of those, and you believe. So now you prove yourself that you're a believer. Let's go further. Now, famous 7 stars, 15 stars trader who's going to make thousands of dollars, like for your friend who will retire in 5 years. Why 5 years? He needs so much money for retirement. Why not in 1 year he's going to make $25,000 a day? How much time do you need to retire? Okay.
Well, like I said,
So
he's a fairly
now,
young man. I
now
think he's
this
in his 30s or
15
40s.
stars trader, he's get in touch with you and he'll show you all materials. Number one, he has license from either Florida or some other state. So he's legit. So he's going to trade. And then second claim is that he's made $1 million a month in commissions for his top people. And you can't even ask anything because he immediately put on the screen some garbage documents that shows $1 million or something. You can create this document in a matter of a minute and a half. Okay, you got that. So now he says, but you see, I'm dealing only with the top investors. I can't trade $100 back and forth. So no, just keep your $100. I'm not interested. But if you will invest $5,000. Then that's something that I can work. And once you say that, yeah, $5,000 is, yeah, sure, I can invest that. He says, but to get the bigger and better returns, you would need to put $25,000 because about $25,000 will buy you one Bitcoin. And with 5,000, you're talking about fraction of Bitcoin, and then there is a liquidity issue, and then I have to tie up you to my other accounts because nobody is going to trade a fraction of a Bitcoin. It's not serious, or so on. So this is how they are working. And just a question of probabilities. I'm pretty sure that they are signing some people who deposit with them $25,000, and they will make all kind of claims why $25,000 better deposit than 5,000. You know why? Because with 5,000, the minimum amount that they will open real like a bank account for you and so on is only 15,000. It's a minimum. So with 5,000, you won't even be able to deposit your 5,000 in your own trading account. You have to go through crypto exchange, and you have to open a crypto exchange account where, as you know, crypto, it doesn't have set prices. This is, people are watching, okay, crypto today went down to $26,000 a Bitcoin. Does it mean that you can buy today one crypto for $26,000? Absolutely not. In some cases, you will pay much more money, 26,500, 27. And some other cases, if you want to sell for 26,000, no, you will sell for 24,500 and you'll be very happy because of the spread that
No, I
these
know what you're
people
saying,
have.
but
Right?
Sasha, like I said,
So
I have no.
you're going into absolutely territory which is not controlled by anybody. There are no rules and bans. This stupid company is the best case scenario.
No,
I
well,
hope
like I
they
said,
will
Sasha,
close.
I do have a quick
hold on a
question,
second,
Mark.
Sasha. Hold
Mark.
on a second, Sasha and Nick. One, there are a couple of things. One, I hear what you're saying, and there are various cryptos and everything, and that's part of the conversation that my friend was having. It's actually one of my coworkers, because apparently you have to be able to transfer from one to the other, and there are some rules within that he's even trying to learn, because there are the different wallets that exist for crypto, and Bitcoin is only one, so there are several. So I hear what you're saying about that and everything. And there are also at least one company, because apparently they're going to offer up to $420 million in insurance, but there's some London-based company called Effortless that is authorized to offer the largest single crypto insurance policy ever. So apparently
Bullshit.
this is
Bullshit.
I'm telling you what I've read. This is a London-based company. They are stepping up with this massive insurance. I don't know.
You know, there's another problem, Mark. These insurance companies that issue it may go under when the claims hit. Okay. See, these people are what we call unsophisticated, unaccredited investors. They have no clue. They've never been burned before. All right. Now, the insurance company AIG, American International Group Financial Products in London, was about to go under because they did things like that. And they were a legitimate company. And the reason
apparently so is Arch Insurance International. That's who the London-based company is that is insuring this $420 million.
Honestly, don't have a clue what they're doing. And when I see somebody like that, first thing I do is say, get your money out. I had a client who did that in Waco, Texas. He went and got $300,000 out, put it in his bank account. He called me crying. I said, what happened? The check bounced. Seriously. And I said, well, let's go investigate. I had the FBI go investigate the guy who's doing it, who was a CPA selling back then repo agreements. They always sell something people don't understand. And you know what happens? He's in jail for 7 years for fraud. Okay, so what's happening with your friend? All I would say is get your money out and see if he can get a check out. And then he finds out, oh, I can't. I don't know why. Or he'll get a check and he'll bounce. They'll start crying to you. I've been down there before, buddy.
How large
Here's the question.
They just scam people. Yeah, Jacoby.
So,
Mark, how large is
Hold on, Jacoby's bringing up a point.
So, I mean, there are a lot of people who did make money off of crypto.
They made money on Ponzi schemes too, Chitovi. If you're at the top of the scheme, you make it.
I understand that, Nick. But there are a lot of people who did make money off of crypto. We just have to be honest that there are a lot of people that did. But the problem, and there is a problem with crypto. Yes, you're correct. It is People are paying money for something that they believe has value.
Right.
Isn't that essentially the bare bones unregulated stock market?
Well, the stock market is regulated. By the way, good question on that. The stock market is regulated.
Well, I'm just saying, isn't it the bare bones version of an unregulated stock market?
There is a similarity between stock markets and Ponzi schemes, but a sophisticated investor like Sasha, me, and a lot of these people will look at price earnings ratios. When Tesla was 1,000 times PE, you're out. You just don't invest in stuff like that. We were able to see the data. In crypto, there's no data that you can see. There's no
There is
NYSE that regulates. There's no SEC. We could create on Pod TV, the Pod TV cryptocurrency. They send the money in, and we send them reports how much money they're making, and they're doing so well, etc. In the meantime, we just pocket it. And that's the real problem, is that because of the lack of regulation, the lack of vetting, the lack of even determining whether or not that person is.
Hold on a second, Nick. Hold on a second, Nick. That is actually my understanding. Jacoby, correct me if I'm wrong. Jacoby, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding from those that are involved in that. And like I said, I know a couple of people, including some that I can invite on the show because they make a better argument than I can and everything. But
bring them on, baby.
We've had one of them that was actually on my show, Nicole Franklin. So I'll see if she wants to come on. She's considered the crypto queen, and she's actually even offered a special on crypto here on the network. Now, whether anybody jumped on it or not, that's another matter, because I had never asked her whether anybody did or not when she was a guest like months ago and all in that space. But part of the argument, from what I understand, of those that got involved in crypto, and like I said, Jacoby, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you know some people like I do that are involved in this space, is what you just said. There are a lot of people that saw the bank regulations, saw what was going on with banks, and they are big fans of decentralization and deregulation because they were frustrated by what they saw from mainstream banks, mainstream stock markets, and a lot of them were young people and folks that were involved.
That is true.
They were involved in that space, so they wanted to actually get out of
all the idiots. I want to.
We even brought them on your show.
You have a friend. You can invite him on my show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will rip him apart. If he's going to make a claim that he made even 1 penny in crypto, I will rip him apart. I will ask him to produce his bank account, his crypto account, and everything. And just he will run away from here, okay? In a matter of 5 seconds.
Here's a question.
I'll ask him a couple of questions. Hey, your friend who's going to retire in 5 years. Has he ever get a penny back from the money he deposited? Has he ever got even a penny back? Even 1 penny?
Actually, a
it's
lot of
impossible to withdraw money because of the
show me that he has gotten some
So,
money
for
back.
example, there is actually a cryptocurrency. There's a group of wealthy crypto people.
No, I don't believe in the moment. No, they're not.
They're the ones who sell the cryptocurrency.
No. This is
there
all
is an actual
propaganda.
Wait, Sasha, let me get it out.
There
There is
is
an actual convention with those crypto earners or high-end crypto earners that does happen in Denver, and they are driving those big-time cars and are extremely wealthy.
They're the ones who are selling the garbage.
Again, there's a lot that have lost money, and there are a lot that have made. There are some that have made money.
You know who made money in crypto? This 20-year-old guy who's made
But that's the same thing as a lot.
These people can make money in crypto, but not traders like you or Mark or me or anybody else. This is a loser's game. Oh, I must correct myself. Actually, I made $20,000 in crypto.
In high-tech stocks.
It's not for trading crypto. No, it's a mistake of a stupid company that actually buys and sells crypto.
And in the stock market,
they
what is
have
the
a hidden. Listen, Jatovi, just listen to that. You'll learn something interesting. Maybe it will help you.
I mean, Sasha, you're talking over everybody, and you're telling everybody you learn by listening, but you're talking over everybody.
I'm trying to help you. I don't care because I know everything.
Well, like I said, let's just
I'm trying to help you guys.
You have your status. That's what you think about crypto.
But Sasha, you're missing the part that you're missing, and this is the part that we run into because we're all of an older age. We all do not understand a lot of the stuff that's going on in the younger communities.
Okay.
We are all of an older
some
age, so
simple-
we miss a
simple-
lot
Hold on
of
a
that.
second, Sasha.
Jacoby, okay, let's cut the bullshit. Let's go straight to issue. Jacoby, do you have a crypto account?
Do I have one? No,
Yeah.
I'm not good at. I don't even have a stock market account because I'm afraid of losing money. I don't have money to play with.
Okay, so all you can say is some of your friends or associates, they open an account, bought crypto, made profit, take money out, and that's what all you know, right?
I mean, from what I've read, from what I've studied, from what I've researched, and then yes, the individuals that I do know that have played with stocks, including high-tech stocks, they talk about how they've made money in crypto similar to how the way they've made money on high-tech stocks, which are highly volatile.
No. It's different story. When you're buying high yield stocks or high flying stock, like recently Nvidia, recently Lululemon,
EV games skyrocketed, and people made a ton of money off of EV games or GameStop, which was basically going under, but then the gaming community made value in that stock, and it jumped, and people made tons of money.
And where is it now?
How is that different?
Jatovi, where is the GameStop now? Are you following GameStop now?
It's in the sewer.
It's in the sewer, just like
it came back down.
Cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrencies have skyrocketed. People bought into them, made a ton of money, and jumped out. How is it different from a stock jumping super high? You make money and jump out. It's the same concept.
But Jacoby, normal investment community does not touch stocks like a GameStop or AMC or all this garbage. It's a specific group of people because there is a lack of liquidity. Very few people, normal investors, investment houses or so on, nobody's following the garbage like AMC or the GameStop or so on.
And that's the point.
So people start shooting the Twitter and the social media. Oh, GameStop, go, buy. Okay, so you're buying and buying. Finally, there are no buyers anymore and only sellers. So now sell. GameStop going from $20 to $250 and back to $20. Okay, so is there?
But that's the point. That's the same thing as crypto. That's the exact same concept.
But crypto is even more. See, at least GameStop.
Yeah, it's more volatile.
Oh, wait. GameStop is a stock trading on Nasdaq. You can anytime buy and sell. Just a click of the button, and you bought some shares, and then you sold some shares, and you're lucky you make some money. You're not lucky you didn't make any money. You lost some money or so on. Okay, I understand that. With the crypto, to start trading, you must open an account which will allow you for your dollars to buy a crypto. Well, can you go to say a supermarket or gas station to buy crypto? No. You have to open an account, deposit your own money, and then this money will buy.
Hold on a second. No, hold on a second. I got to back you up, Sasha. Yes, you can actually get cryptocurrency in some places, including some gas stations and including some places like that you just mentioned. Because yes, you can actually get cryptocurrency in some public places like that. So for you to say that is not possible, is not the case.
Okay,
in Canada, on top of that, hold on.
It's not so in Canada, but maybe in US it's possible to buy in a gas station. So you drive your car, you put some gas into it, and then you say, "Give me a cup of cryptos." Oh, cup of cryptos. We're talking about almost $60,000. You have $60,000 on you. How are you going to pay for this crypto at the gas station? Can you describe?
But that's the point. Is that just as you're talking about, for example, Bitcoin. Had you bought Bitcoin, because you can look back in the years.
How?
November 20.
Jatovi, just tell me mechanism. Okay. I have now $50,000 free available.
But wait a second. What I'm saying, Sasha,
how do you do it? How?
Sasha, I can't buy Google stock because Google is sitting at what, $600 and some odd dollars? I can't go into a grocery store and buy Google.
Jacoby, I think Sasha's asking, but if you wanted to, you can go on to your Robinhood or your whatever platform and buy Google stock. How do you buy and sell crypto?
There are platforms you can buy and sell.
How is that different from going on to whatever particular site to buy a Bitcoin and using your money to buy a Bitcoin?
Okay, I'll tell you, I know a little bit about it. I'm not an expert. But what you need is to open your account with one of these firms which are dealing with cryptos. For example, I dealt with a company by the name Coin
No,
Coinberry. Yeah,
Sasha,
Coinberry.
I think you're missing what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, yes, we understand to open the account, and you tie your bank account to that. You do the same thing with PayPal. You do the same thing with the Cash App. You do the same thing with everything. So we all
100%.
understand opening an account.
It's very different
And
procedure with crypto. It's very different procedure.
But wait a second, wait.
Trust me.
Even if we're opening an account, okay, we spend our dollars to buy something. That's the same thing anywhere else.
It's not so simple. Before you do anything,
whatever it's considered value,
you have to open an account.
We get that.
Yeah, no, it's not so simple. It will take you a week to open an account to buy crypto. They will ask you the origins of money, where your money came from.
You can go online and make up an account right now. But either way, what I'm saying, the account isn't the thing. You're making that into something that, oh no, nobody can do it. Everybody online can make an account. We made an account to get into StreamYard. So we understand making an account. We understand
when opening a StreamYard,
tying a bank account
changes hands. It's very different procedure to open an account with
money trades on a StreamYard account.
If I bought, for example, if I bought a Bitcoin when it first came out, correct? It's the same thing. If I bought oil stock when it first hit, or if I bought Tesla stock when it first came out, if you look at Bitcoin as a stock or whatever cryptocurrency as a stock, that market is unregulated, which I keep agreeing with. Everybody agrees. But what I'm saying is, I think we're making it out to be more complex than what it is. Because if we understand that, you can buy a stock of Tesla, you can buy a stock of GameStop, you can buy a stock of Sony, but you can buy a stock of Bitcoin, but you're buying it in a different market.
No, you can't.
Whatever cryptocurrency, nope. Yes, you can.
Nick, hold on a second, Nick. Because actually, a major millionaire actually. Hold on.
Stock is a representation.
Hold on a second, Nick.
Of a company.
Nick, hold on a second, because actually a major millionaire, a major billionaire, actually. Hold on a second, Nick.
So it's a share of a company that you think.
By the way, if you're really convinced, and these people are convinced, Sasha, we should really open up a cryptocurrency.
No, I'm just asking.
People are that foolish.
When you buy a share of a company, you consider that company to have value and grow.
Smart enough not to throw their money.
I'm asking a simple question.
There are zero fundamentals behind what you're saying.
Nick and Jacoby, hold on a second, because actually a major investor, a major billionaire is actually accused, and it was accused 5 days ago of something that is very familiar to the whole notion of the stock market and everything. So Elon Musk has actually been accused of insider trading because there's a proposed class action by investors accusing the Tesla Incorporated CEO of manipulating the cryptocurrency Dogecoin, and it's saying that it cost them billions of dollars. So that's a major billionaire that apparently was very much involved in cryptocurrency and everything. And now folks are saying that he had some inside knowledge and that there was that notion of insider trading going on. So we can't say that even some of the major players aren't playing in crypto.
Yeah, people are making money off of it. Yes, it's unregulated.
A guy named Charles Ponzi made a lot of money off his Ponzi scheme.
And there were a lot of people guys. Donald Trump raised and lowered his prices on his tax stuff because people know how to play the market.
Yeah, the thing is, the real question is, do you want to get involved in a scam? If you win, it's because you're on the winning side of a scam. If you lose, that's going to be the vast majority of you.
Exactly.
That crypto has no fundamentals. The minute you say
what's unregulated.
Hold on a second, Nick. What's the difference between hold on a second, Nick. What's the difference between crypto and hold on? I got a question for y'all. What's the difference between crypto, and I'm not saying because I have not played in crypto and I haven't played in this other things I'm getting to mention as well. But you have a lot of people, I mean, women, men, and everybody that are involved in what are called MLMs and all in that kind of space. And they are taking risk as well, just like the crypto people are. So what's the difference between taking a chance on crypto and taking a chance on Amway, or taking a chance on Mary Kay, or taking a chance on
those have actually gotten into trouble.
Are very much similar in my mind to some of the crypto.
So pyramid schemes are bad. Pyramid schemes and all the other stuff.
Yeah, and what you're describing also has been hurt. They've been fined many times by the SEC because of what you're just describing. There was a
but there's also lots of people that have made money, got that pink Cadillac, and are still involved in that industry.
Right. Well, some of them have been declared scams. There was Glenn Turner way before everybody's time here, except probably Sasha. Glenn Turner had a Dare to Be Great deal, and he bought into his Dare to Be Great. Well, after a while, they just found out it was just a big Ponzi scheme, and they shut it down. And people made money at the top, the original sellers, everybody else got screwed. And so when you're looking at crypto, it's not a stock. You look at Tesla, as bad as it is with 1,000 times PE, they have a fundamental. They're building cars. Crypto isn't doing anything.
But hold on.
But even some of the Ponzi
this is what I'm saying. Let me
traded
explain
publicly.
Let me explain it.
Amway is traded publicly.
Hold on. Let me explain it a little bit better. For example,
explain scams to me.
No, what I'm trying to explain is the similarities between the coin market and the actual stock market. It's very similar. The problem is
Ponzi schemes are also very similar to the stock market too, but they're still scams.
Yeah, and so your analogy calling the cryptocurrency market a Ponzi scheme is the same thing as calling the stock market a Ponzi scheme. So you're saying the Ponzi scheme is both of them.
There's a fine line difference. Actually,
the only difference is regulation.
No, they also actually produce something, Jatovi.
The only difference is
crypto produces. It's all fake meatball. They say there's some guy in China who's rolling around a computer.
No,
that's not producing.
Again, you're buying an item that you think has value.
Correct? No, it's accepted thing. The company like General Motors makes so many cars every year and makes so much profit on each car it's sold. This is undeniable. This is fundamental value of the stock of the General Motors.
Stasha, are we saying there's an underlying asset?
Sorry?
There's an underlying asset, whether in the stock market, but Bitcoin, there's no underlying asset.
Exactly.
No, there are no assets, not underlying, not any assets.
Hold on.
It's people like Jatovi and Mark who believe that it will fly higher. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying that a stock can never hit zero then?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying there is something there of value which the marketplace decides. It's not thin air. Bitcoin is thin air.
You're agreeing with what I'm saying. You're saying that stock. So if somebody creates a widget, that widget is useless, but the stock market adds a value to that widget because people think that widget is, whoa, that's the greatest thing, but it's a useless widget. The stock market added value, correct?
I get that, but it's something you can touch, you can feel. I get that.
You can never get that.
No, but that's exactly what I'm saying is that.
Jatovi, do we have people invest in stamps? People collect stamps.
It's true.
People collect comics. I get all that.
People
have created a value system. And what you're actually saying, what people are doing, again, people have a value for Bitcoin. And technically, you can only write your name on one Bitcoin because it trades. Because that's what the new web is that you put your name on this whole web coin. That's what that value is. So it's a digital currency. That's what people are saying.
Sasha, let me ask you one thing.
Sasha, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
But that's what they're saying. This is imaginary. I get that. But you're placing your name in this digital world, and that's the value that a person sees. That's all I'm stating. That this person sees this digital coin that, yes, runs on computers and can only be protected in that area. And that's the only, you can't hold it. You can't feel it.
That's wonderful.
But it is a digital thing that people see or people know or feel that's there. This is where the whole crypto and all this other NFT stuff came from because gamers understand that. Gamers have been trading within games for years. You can't, all these things that you buy for Fortnite, that could be an NFT or a crypto. You're not tangibly touching it, But the thing is, you understand that it's there. So that's what I'm trying to explain.
There is perceived value. I get that. I agree with you.
So if there is perceived value and you're buying something with a perceived value, that is the market in cryptocurrency, and it is unregulated. You're buying something digitally that it has a perceived value. No matter how many times you say that, oh, well, Ford has something physically I can touch, it is still a perceived value on that thing you physically touch. Take it to the digital world. Ford could have an NFT or a crypto, just like Elon Musk had one, that has a perceived value in a market that is unregulated. That is the difference. And we keep missing that point. And that is what I'm trying to explain. For example, if I buy into crypto and I have a perceived value of this Bitcoin, if I bought it years ago, I'm up 20 because at $1 when it first came out, or $700 when it first came out, but now it's at $27,000. I made a huge amount of money. However, I lost in between because it jumped up to $60,000 and people sold at $60,000.
They bought it, obviously.
Yeah, and I've just traded you guys the coin market, and you can track it. You can type each coin into Google and get a 5-year yield on how much it goes up and down. The thing is,
okay, enough. I got your point. Okay.
Hey,
hold on.
We're going to move on. We've spent 40 minutes on crypto.
You are talking about, and what you are saying here on the show, you are becoming an influencer. You influence people.
Informer.
Okay. Now, in order to do that, make one very simple exercise. Open an account with one of these places, regulated, unregulated, doesn't matter. Open an account and acquire not even a Bitcoin, just a fraction of a Bitcoin, 1/10 of a Bitcoin, 1/100th of a Bitcoin, if you can do. Okay, do that. And then whatever time you think is right, sell it. And then return your profits, or not your profits, actually, all your value, whatever you will gain out of it, return it to your bank account as a cash. Do this exercise. Doesn't matter your sum is $100, $10,000, or $100,000. It doesn't matter. Just do it once. All circle in and out. And tell us about your experience. That would be the best.
I already told you I don't have money to play with, so I'm not going to jump in the stock market or in the Bitcoin market. What I will do is actually become educated and not fear and try and spread that education.
All your education is worth nothing. Once you do a simple thing, take your $100.
The process is the same as currency exchanges.
No.
Airport
all your education. All your education is garbage.
This is J.C. Wentworth.
It's all different.
Sasha, you are not J.C. Wentworth.
I did it the real thing. I deposited real money, and I acquired a portion of a Bitcoin, and then I sold it. I know what I'm talking about. You don't.
Sasha,
you're influencing people talking about things that you have no vague idea. You are reading all kind of garbage and listening.
I'm reading from J.C. Wentworth.
No, please, Jatovi. For all
so J.C. Wentworth is lying.
Please, Jatovi.
Sasha,
stop talking about financing. You are not qualified. Sasha, you don't know nothing. You never done it.
Sasha,
stop. Full period. I'm out.
I'm reading from J.C. Wentworth.
No, it doesn't matter what you read. It's all garbage. Take your $100. Jatovi, take your $100 and do a full circle. If you can't do it, you're not qualified to talk about financial matters.
Sasha,
please don't do it at least on the show.
Then do us a favor. Do us a favor. Tell J.C. Wentworth they are wrong.
I don't care about J.C. I have my own experience. I know what I'm dealing with. I know it's a bunch of shysters and idiots.
No, Sasha, a lot of people have been soured over experiences that they had and everything. That doesn't mean that the other people are necessarily wrong and everything. I mean, I can mention some things that I did that were not that great, and that I had sour experiences around MLMs that I just mentioned earlier and all. But that doesn't mean that I am going to condemn others that might want to get involved in that
No,
and
no,
maybe
no,
even make a
Mark.
profit and everything. So hold on a second. I just told y'all earlier, and I will bring them on at some point. I don't know when. I got to reach out to them, but there are people that I know that are in that space. If they want to get involved in what Nick calls the food fight and everything, they
Okay.
may be able to have a greater conversation and their arguments and everything. But I will argue one of the things that you have said earlier. You actually said it earlier to Jatovia. You can't just jump down their throat and not at least listen, because part of the conversation that needs to happen is we have 2 ears. You have made that statement to me several times and everything. So if I bring these folks on, I want you to at least listen to their argument and not jump down their throat automatically. We have a habit here on this show of jumping down people's throats
Mark,
and not actually listening. So if I
Mark,
bring
I'm
these folks
trying
on,
to.
listen.
Mark,
Listen to what their argument is before
Mark,
you make
I've
their critique.
heard. I was listening for a while, for several minutes. I was listening to their argument. Their argument is based on some stories what they read on the internet or somewhere else or whatever. What I'm challenging him, and I'm challenging you, Mark. Take your $100, buy a fraction of Bitcoin, and then sell it and get your money back to your bank account.
Hear this,
Please
then,
do
Sasha.
this exercise.
You give me
If you
$100, I'll invest your $100, and then I'll take the money out. I told you I don't have money to pull out or play with. I do have. Wait. I do have friends who made tons of money off of it. I do have friends that have traveled to that Denver conference. I do have research in front of me. I do have banks telling me the easy ways to receive money. Take your Bitcoin and turn it into cash. I have multiple banks telling me the easy ways to do this. I have Sasha telling me it's impossible.
No, it's possible, but you will lose money. For example, I'll tell you example where
Because of the spread?
Because one thing is a spread for sure. Okay, I'll tell you exactly. I've invested $56,000, and actually I bought almost 2 Bitcoins. And then when I wanted to transfer these Bitcoins further, they wouldn't follow my directions. And they would say, no, we cannot authorize this transfer and so on. I said, that's okay. Okay, I want to sell my Bitcoins. And at that time, Bitcoin went up in price. So I said, okay, sell my Bitcoins and send my money back to me. They sold. It was a profit. However, I got less on my statement. It was less. Actually, I didn't make money. I lost $300. And I asked how that was possible because there are no fees, there are no spreads, there are nothing. They say, no, there is no fees. You are absolutely right. But there is a spread. But the spread is hidden in the buy and sell prices. So you executed at this price and then you're executed back at that price and you lost. Unfortunately, Bitcoin went up in price. You're right. But because of that discrepancy between a bid and ask, and there is a spread, in fact, then overall you lost $300. I say, okay, that's fine. I can take $300 loss. Send me my money back to my bank account. Then they started, what is your bank account? Well, the same that I sent you money from. Well, you have to authorize, maybe it's changed, so you have to authorize. Then you have to have all evidence that you live in your residence for so many years, and your bank account is there for so many years, and regions of your money. And they asked me how I can verify. I had to produce a bill, electrical bill or water hydro bill or something else to verify where I'm on this address for the last 12 years or so. So after so many steps, and they don't talk to you on the phone, they send you email and you answer email. The next email you get next day. You get another email you answer the following day. So they keep your money actually for 2 weeks. So finally I said, okay, now you're satisfied with all my information. Yes, okay. But your request you have to repeat your request because it's now outdated. So whatever I sent them 2 weeks ago, I had to do it one more time. And then they said, okay, they send it to their bank to execute it another 2-3 days until I found very interesting things that you can actually take your money out through Interac. The only problem is that the limitation is $5,000 per transaction. Okay, so one day I did one transaction, then second day I did another transaction, the third day I did yet another transaction. So 4 transactions, I got $20,000 out. Now on the 5th transaction, all of a sudden I see the message, your account is not authorized at this moment for trading on Interact. We have to investigate or so on. So I couldn't withdraw just $20,000. Okay, few days, I was in my bank, and all of a sudden bank manager runs to me and say, what's happening? Say, well, you know what? You got some wire transfer on your account, but now they ask us to return this bank transfer to them because of some internal mistake or so on. Are you serious? Show me my balance. And I can see that this $56,000 arrived by wire to my account. I said, okay, you know what's going to happen to you if you will remove even $1 without my authorization? Yeah, okay, so you have to authorize it. Okay. Do you want to hand it in writing? Yes, please. I put it with large letters. I said, please do not touch even $1 from my account. If you will do so, I will immediately call my lawyer. They said, no, that's okay. If you are not authorizing, we are not going to touch any of your money. So fine. So I keep the money. A week later, this stupid company, actually, they asked me that they made some mistake or something. I said, you made more than one mistake, my dear friends. You refused actually to follow my instructions to transfer the Bitcoin where I asked you to do so. Then, when I wanted to get my money out, you were delaying the procedure for several weeks. Then you advertise that you have no spread, no fee, no expenses. And in fact, you've built up more than $2,000 to my account because, in fact, I made some money on the crypto, but I lost it all and more because of your so-called hidden spread. So therefore, you've done your business. Good. You made some money. And now I do my business. I will sit on your $20,000 for next 15 years. Okay, full stop period. If you want to sue me, remember, I'm a pensioner. I have no assets in my name. So you will not get a penny either way, either by winning lawsuit. In the meantime, I will counter-sue you as well. Good luck. Bye-bye. The end of story.
But Sasha,
Hey,
if I
hey
could just
Mark,
add
can
something
you
really
handle
quickly.
the Ukraine show today?
Yeah, we do
Oh,
have the Ukraine show. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, let's
because
do it.
I have some stuff going on that will
Okay.
be not
yeah.
cryptocurrency.
No, I got that and everything, man. We can ready to go over there very quickly. But Sasha, you just and you told that story several times and everything, and folks have listened and definitely have heard that story and know that the experience. But part of what happens is that a lot of times our experiences color our biases and everything. I think that that's what Jacoby was just saying, was that there are people that actually have had a opposite experience that you had, and therefore they are actually more prone to be thinking that that is a good thing. You had a very negative experience, and that has colored your view of crypto. There are other people that had a very positive experience in crypto, and that has colored their view the other way. So that is my point: is that a lot of times
Mark,
experiences
may I
dictate our
elaborate?
argument.
Mark, that's the story of life.
Unlike you and Jetovi, who repeat all the garbage from others people, I'm telling you what's happened to me personally.
What's the difference between
No
what
I
one's
you did?
disagreeing with you.
personal story.
the
You're
point.
relying on somebody else's garbage. Full stop. Period. That's
But
Sasha, why is their life story garbage, but yours I don't know, the road to heaven?
exactly.
because the story what I told you happened to me just
I
recently.
believe you. I believe you. I
However,
also believe Toby.
no story happened to, admittedly, to Mark or Chitovi. All they are doing is they're influencing people, talking
Sasha,
about some others people's stories. It's not
but
the same thing
Sasha,
as your story. That's why
Sasha,
I argue you. Please take
you,
$100, put
but
it, buy a
Sasha, I
fraction of
think
a
what
Bitcoin,
you're missing.
sell it, and get your money back.
Here's a
Just
question,
go through this and tell me what
Sasha.
your experience.
Here's a question. Now, just as Lee was trying to point out to you, I'm gonna ask you this then. because it's not my story, not Mark's story. Your story isn't my story or Mark's story. So I have 5 people telling me that their cryptocurrency dealings, pulling money out, doing the exchange was great.
How?
You.
How did they do
Let
that?
me
Did
finish
they
the
explain to you
question.
how they open
Let
a
me
bank
finish the
account? How they
question.
deposited
Let
money?
me finish the question. I have 5 people telling me their experience was great. I have 3 people telling me it was okay. It wasn't too bad. So why should I say their stories are garbage? Because your story, which also isn't my story, was bad. Why is your story more important than the stories of the 8 people who told me?
Okay, let me tell you, Jacoby, very quickly. I have to go, but I will tell you in 2 sentences.
No, but
Number one, in order for people to sell all the
that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking.
No,
That's
let
not what
me-
I'm asking. I'm asking, why is your story more important than the 8 people?
Because I'm telling you my story in great details right from the
But they
beginning.
did too.
No, did they tell you how they acquired
Were you
Bitcoin?
there when
Through this
they told me
mechanism.
their
How
story?
much money did they put down?
Were you there when they
No,
told me
no,
their
no,
detailed
Jacoby.
story?
I need all details. I need the full story. I don't need
But
crap
that's
and
the
bullshit.
thing, Sasha.
Mark,
You're
to be
telling me,
continued.
yeah, you're telling me that your story is more important than everybody's.
No, but I'm telling you
Yes, you
in
are.
details, and I can prove every word in details. I'll
They
show you
Yeah,
can't
my
they can
though.
prove theirs. They can prove
I'll
theirs
show
as
you
well. But
every
on this note,
detail.
hey,
Your
Sasha,
people don't show you anything. They're just
They
talking.
can. They have.
they have showed
I
us.
need to see their bank account, the transfer of
But
their
that's the
money to
thing.
the
You're
cryptic.
saying that only
I
Uh,
need
you
to
are the
see
one
we
who.
have
everything.
another
Okay,
show.
bye-bye. I
Yeah,
need to
but
go.
Sasha, we
Bye-bye.
got to get
We
to
got
the
another show
Ukraine show,
going.
so we got to
Sasha,
bounce
you
off.
got to
We
go
can
to
have
a
this
rest Chinese
conversation and
restaurant.
continue it later and
See y'all
everything.
tomorrow.
Just to let
Yeah.
we'll catch you tomorrow. Nick, I was going to teach you, and we'll get that tomorrow and everything, because the book ban actually was impacted the Book of Mormon and the Bible. So that's the story that I was going to get
Oh,
to you
that'll be
and
exciting.
everything. Yes. So we'll talk about that on tomorrow as well. So
Okay.
that has definitely gone down as well, but we'll get to that on tomorrow's episode.
Okay. Catch everybody later.